Well, here I am. So, today I kind of want to talk about the US invasion of Afghanistan in 2003 and why, for many reasons, that was a colossal failure. And the one reason why we really shouldn't have gone and we should have seen it coming and we didn't is really is the Soviets in Afghanistan. Which, so if you don't know, the Soviets basically spent the 80s in Afghanistan trying to do the same thing that we were doing, regime change, and they wanted pro-Soviet, like they wanted to turn their country pro-Soviet, and they were afraid of what it was going to become. And so they spent a whole quagmire, 10 years, which, you know, if you really look at it, that was one of the really big factors in the fall of the Soviet Union is, well, you had just all these little things cascading as far as you had Chernobyl, the economy wasn't going great, you had the, Afghanistan, that war in Afghanistan, that was a really big cause because it cost them millions and millions and basically ended up with nothing. And they stayed there for 10 years doing the same thing. And what's absolutely ironic is the US, we funded these people. We funded the Afghanistani? I think that's it. We basically funded them to fight against the Soviets, who then used those skills, training, and weapons we gave them to fight them. And the problem is George Bush should have seen this coming. I mean, so they're still fighting them in 1989. So, 1989, George H. Bush is actually about to get into power. And so, I know he is in power at that point. Like, his dad is in office while the Soviets are still in Afghanistan. And so, he would have known about this. And it's 1989 to 2003, it's 14 years. And then he decides to invade for, 20 years. I mean, we did what the Soviets did, and we did it like way worse. We did it way more than the Soviets. It costed us trillions of dollars. And what did we gain for it? What did we get we lost 50,000 people. We lost over $1 trillion we spent over there. And if you look at the losses in all of them, there's like 2 million civilian casualties. And for what? Because we wanted to get back to the terrorists? Well, then why don't we should have gone in covertly and tried to kill the terrorists instead of it's sort of the same problem the Soviets had. Is like, why are we why are we trying to put in full regime change to somewhere that doesn't want us there? And really the main issue being with that is the main problem that we have that they had is that there are guerrilla fighters. There are these guerrilla groups who are basically at a base level. They are fighting foreign occupiers of their country, and they're never going to quit, ever. We could have stayed in Afghanistan for another 30, 40 years. These people, it's their homes. It's their place they grew up. They are never going to give up. Now, you can call that Al-Qaeda, you can call that terrorists, you can call whatever. But those people, it's the same thing that's going on with Hamas. Like, at a certain point, those are the people that are never going to quit because it's their homeland. And they just have to outwait us. They just have to they have to wait out the foreign invaders. And you know what? It worked. They waited out 20 years, and now it's the sons of the Taliban that are in power. So we did all this. We tried to, as a U.S., and I am a U.S. citizen, so my country, we tried so hard to control these things that we have no business going over there. We have no business going and trying to control these people. We end up muddling it worse, making it worse, and then we just leave the region and we have less influence. Those people hate us, and we gain? What do we gain? What did we gain? I I think you could make a whole video of like why we didn't gain a single thing. Um, but yeah, I mean, U.S. we should have absolutely seen this coming, and the fact that they didn't, George Bush, who I assume knew about this and went anyways, which almost makes it worse. It almost makes it like you knew the Soviets tried to do this, tried to go in and invade, and it failed. They went into the caves. The caves didn't go anywhere, you know? It's not like the situation changed. Like, how are we planning to deal with those guerrilla fighters going into caves? Are we gonna really go in and try to kill every single one? Well, it doesn't work. It never works, and that's why the Israeli occupation of Gaza, like, you're trying to kill all the Hamas. You're killing family members and innocent people, turning them to extremists who are then going to fight with Hamas. Like, it's such a backwards way. It's the way I kind of phrase it. It's like you have a million ants and you try to just stomp on them with your shoe. You're never gonna kill them all. And the idea of like, oh, if you just keep stomping, eventually you'll get them all, never works. Like, when does it ever work? So these are just some of my thoughts on the topic. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna revisit this in the future. So talk to you next time.